Hi everyone, it's me, Teresa Perrin, and I wanted to bring to your attention SAVA Science, ticker SAVA, S as in Sierra, A as in Alpha, V as in Victor, A as in Alpha. So you may or may not have noticed, I'd find it hard to believe if you're watching the market if you didn't notice today, but SAVA Science had a massive, and I mean massive move to the upside, approximately $10 move to the upside from low of day to high of day. And guys, let me tell you, it is just getting started. We have a beautiful gamma ramp and as well as a huge short interest, and shorts are about to get smoked. So let's get started. Please remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Always do your own DD. All right, guys, so if you're familiar with the channel, then you know I've been talking about SAVA for a long time. If you're in SAVA and you knew about this because of it, please put a $sign in the comments below. And if not, then welcome to the channel. And this is one of my favorites because as an RN who specialized in Geri Med Psych and hospice, ultimately I did the majority of my career in hospice. However, I did start it in Geri Med Psych, and you know, that's where I fell in love with hospice because unfortunately a lot of my patients had severe dementia and were at end of life, which causes some very sad issues for both the patients and the family. And SAVA Science has an amazing drug, Somoflim, and I'm probably saying it wrong, so I'm probably gonna get comments on that, but I stink at saying meds because they're all really not easy to say. And anyways, their medication has had some scientists questioning the research because of how phenomenal it is and the fact that nobody's been able to find something that can slow the progression of Alzheimer's except for SAVA and this medication. So guys, they are in stage 3 or phase 3 clinical trials, and they should be concluding those this year. And the odds are that this drug will probably likely get FDA approval based on the results of those. And, you know, the current science proving, in fact, that, you know, SAVA has had to waste numerous resources defending themselves against this horrible Hindenburg short report accusing them of fraud, essentially, and taking time and much needed efforts away from this medication. However, they even went so far as to file with the SEC to investigate them. But today we got news after multiple scientific researchers have shown and proven that the science is real. But today we got notice that the SEC case closing recommendations were made per SEC guidelines. Case closing recommendation is made when no enforcement action will be recommended, and so resources can be redirected to investigations that will be more productive. See SEC enforcement manual. Now guys, essentially the SEC has closed this case because there is no fraud. There's no reason for them to investigate it further. It was a waste of their time and resources as well. So shame on these people for trying to do this all in the actions of greed and money. And you know what? I hope they freaking get smoked with this short squeeze because they deserve it. And I hope they lose everything just like they tried to do to investors in this amazing company. So guys, without further ado, let me get started on the facts here. Sorry for my little tangent, but I am very, very pro SAVA Science and what this can potentially do for patients and their families, because unfortunately when someone has Alzheimer's, it doesn't just affect the patient, it really affects the family. And if you know anybody who's been affected by this horrible disease, then you know how heartbreaking it really is to see. You know, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. So max pain is at $30 this week, guys. So they're getting smoked right now very, very badly. And it's going to continue because the highest level of puts are in the low numbers. And guys, I just pulled this up from 35 and beyond since we're close to 39 right now. But as you can see, the IV is huge right now. It is just going up rapidly because we are starting to squeeze. And I want you to look at something. See how few contracts, if you look at the $, this is the cost per contract. that there were prior to today, right? Small numbers, like let's take the first highlighted one. Today, there was only 35 contracts prior to the start of today, and then 283 open interest. So that means that now there's over 300 contracts when you add them together. At 39.50, there were none. Today, 454 open interest. Now, my point in telling you this is because look at 40. At 40, 751 contracts prior to today, but now 6,811 contracts total because an additional 6,060 were added today. So this is absolutely huge. And it's truly, when we hit $40, remember, all of that's times 100 shares. So, you know, that's over 60,000 shares that they're going to have to add just at the $40 strike that they're going to have to find, because I'm going to show you in a minute how few shares are left alone. And guys, it just keeps going up, and the volume was coming in. So obviously our biggest strike prices are going to be at 40 and then at 45. I did take that for you as well. And I expect that this is going to continue greatly tomorrow, especially if at 40 this gets pushed through. Now keep in mind, there were 580 at 45 prior to today. Now, guys, there's 1,484, excuse me. And then the next biggest strike comes at the $50 range, which is currently selling for 90 cents. Guys, I bought those $50 strikes because I've had a feeling this was coming for a while now. I have to be very honest with you. I saw the signs coming in. I saw certain things, and I've been watching this stock and know this stock very well. I have been watching this stock for I opened my first position in this, God, maybe a year or two ago, a while ago, because I was in it for the 145 run up. And guys, I didn't sell it then because I'm in this long term. And, you know, maybe I should have, had I known Hindenburg was going to do what they did and it was going to have this kind of effect, of course. But, you know, hindsight's always 20/20. To me, I see this as being 145 is going to be nothing if it could get there with the science that they have and a cure for there's no real cure, but a medication to slow the progression of Alzheimer's and, you know, to help reverse some of the horrible symptoms. You know, guys, I really believe that this medication, this could someday be, and I'm not talking like, you know, today, tomorrow, the next day, unless God forbid there's a million nakeds, who the heck knows. But, you know, who knows if it's the next GME type squeeze, but I doubt it. Let's stick to the facts. You know, I want to see what's in front of me. Hey, if it happens, fabulous. And then, yes, I will sell and buy back in, you know, but however, I really believe that someday, in the next 5 to 10 years, once this gets FDA approval, this stock could easily be $500 a share. I wouldn't be surprised because, like I said, there's just no other drug quite like it. So to be buying it now at these cheap levels is great. I actually sold off a good chunk of some of the positions in my portfolio today to buy some more because I really believe in this and I really think we're going to go for a very nice run. So at any rate, $50 strike, guys. I bought those calls at 25 cents last week, and they're at 90 cents right now. So unbelievable. It is just ripping and it's nice to see. You know, it'll give me more money to buy more shares. So, hey, or who knows, maybe I can sell, if it keeps going higher, maybe I can sell some of them and exercise some of them. I also have calls that I bought today at the $35 strike. So hopefully I'll be able to exercise some of those as well. But this is great, guys. This is just fabulous, fabulous news for SAVA. And you know, look at that, at the 55 strike, even at 80 cents. Look at how many people have bought. They bought 1,583 contracts today. There was only 189 prior to that. Wow, I can't believe that out of mind. There was only 346. Interesting. So guys, anyways, needless to say, this is just this week's contracts that are in the money. If you look, there have been market maker or hedge funds rather buying these up. Like if you go back and look at the notifications, this one came in today. SAVA Science option alert, the January 20th $25 calls at the ask 95 at $12.95 versus $2,191 open interest. Earnings are on 11/9. And guys, I'm not really worried about earnings because I'm more worried about what they say about the research, because who cares? They're in the developmental stage, phase 3, which means costs are going to be getting significantly lower once, you know, they're done with the clinical trials. But up until then, and this is FDA approved, then I'm not worried about the expenses. And also, just so you know, if you haven't seen my videos, there's a ton of insider buying. So that tells me that the results are going to be great. All right, so let's go to what Fintel's showing us. There is 8.42 days to cover with a 33.69% short interest, guys. That's crazy huge. 56.55% was the dark pool, short volume in the dark pool today. Currently, there's only 90,000 shares available for them to borrow. So let's just say they could be in a little bit of hot water here because of all these contracts that are going into the money. And I am sure there'll be people adding to that OI, you know, tomorrow. So at any rate, the cost to borrow is 49.82% earlier today, guys. And I don't know why it just shows you this, but that must be right now, because earlier today when I looked, it was at 89% cost to borrow. So, and the price has gone up, so that should too. So kind of interesting to see that. But as you can see, these are their failure to delivers as well. So they're going to get smoked with all these or whatever they have left, because they got to come up with those shares as well, guys. So anyways, that's for 33,984. For tomorrow, Thursday, 46,685, and Friday, 151,284. Now, I just want to quickly show you the chart, and that'll wrap it up. Please make sure you hit the like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, so I am looking at the daily 5-minute chart, and as you can see, the green, which is my 13 SMA, crossed above the 48 SMA. All the way down here, guys, around $30 roughly, maybe $30.25. And bam, we got a massive, massive move to the upside. Currently, we are in the after hours sitting at $38.53. And we close the day right around there as well. As you can see, the SMA, the 48 SMA is moving up, and I love the way this is trending, guys. We have massive potential for this to continue its squeeze, and really with a 33% short interest, with the bullish news I discussed earlier, and with everything else going on in the market, the potential here is phenomenal, because everybody tomorrow will be looking for a safe stock, or what they consider a relatively safe stock that is green. I just want to see, I just pulled this up after hours, and I'm not sure how I have it set, but as you can see in this one where the green crossed over the purple a few days ago, we've been trending nicely above the 48 moving average on the 4-hour chart. So that looks great. And we did make that breakout, guys. So I am happy to say that that looks very nice as well. And there is a small gap to the upside that you can see here around $60. Let me see if I can get it exactly. The high is 66.72. We have a gap from 66.72 to 67.80. So it's a small gap, but it's a gap. And 99% of the time, gaps get filled. This week's options do go up to $55. I would not be shocked if I woke up tomorrow and saw those little stinkers add more to try to get people to go higher. But guys, if you saw my tweet earlier, then you are aware that the last time SAVA squoze, it went from $40 to $100 in a period of 5 days. And you know, anything can happen. There's a lot of shorts in this right now that are about to get smoked. And I just love it, because this is a great company with a great product, and they don't deserve to be where they're at. Let me just see if I have the 1 year properly up in this chart. I do. No, I do not. Excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, I just want to quickly show you on the daily chart too that we did make this crossover, and it's very bullish. That's all I can say, guys. I don't know how else to put it to you, but like I said, you know, we have that small gap right here and it's looking good. And there looks to be another small gap right here at this candle. Oh, you know what? Maybe that is the high. Where's my high? 77.37 to 78.05. So there's a second gap. There you go, guys. There you have it. And, you know, in the past year, obviously, SAVA was trading at $100. But if you go to the past 2 years, I do remember trading this somewhere around, yeah, I knew it went up to 140 before. So check this out. Way back here, around August, the end of July, beginning of August. Actually, this was July 29th. July 29th of 2021, we hit a high of $146.16. So guys, there's a long way up to go for SAVA, and I am so excited that this party is just getting started. Let me tell you with that. And once we get those shorts to cover, which I think they're seriously starting to at this point, and I think we see that continue once we get through $40. So pretty exciting to see. And guys, I hope if you guys trade SAVA, that you realize what an amazing play this is and the potential that it has. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful night.